Greetings gamers, my name is Anto, and in today's quick video I want to show you one of my favourite ways to come up with plots for my TTRPG campaign. This video is sponsored by Scorched Basin, more on them later. Now when I was building out my Dual Cities campaign during the months of live streaming that we did building out that setting, I had to come up with a lot of plot hooks. We placed hundreds of pins on that map during the course of those several months while we were live streaming, and one of the most fun ways that I came up with to make plot hooks was by fusing two or more movies together and combining their plots to make a plot for my game. The premise for this is incredibly simple. You go to a website like Randomer, which I'll leave linked in the description below, decide how many movies you want to smash together and hit go. Then you take the movies that it suggests and try and figure out a way to make them make sense in your setting. So for this video, the first example that I spun up was Dracula and the Joneses from 2010. I was already familiar with Dracula, of course, but I've never seen the Joneses, so I looked up a quick plot summary. The story follows the seemingly perfect Jones family who move into a wealthy suburb, but are actually a marketing unit hired to secretly influence their neighbours and promote products through their aspirational lifestyle. Now this was a perfect movie to fuse with Dracula because immediately I got the idea of this vampire family moving into a neighbourhood, and rather than trying to hunt their victims, they would try and society them into vampirism. So they'd hold balls and events and kind of wine and dine the people of the local area and try and charm them, not through magical charm, but through like wit and guile and like being charming, charm them into becoming vampires and wanting to join them in the lifestyle. I think that would be a really interesting thing to play through and watch how the players deal with these vampires that aren't like hunting people like evil monsters and are instead of just like, we think our lifestyle is really cool, we'd like you to join us, we're actually actively not going to hurt you. Another fusion of two movies might be Mad Max Fury Road and Dune, and luckily we don't have to do anything for that because today's sponsor has already done the work for us, and that is Scorched Basin. Scorched Basin is a new system neutral campaign setting from Homie and the Dude. This desert punk setting is like a fusion of Mad Max and Dune, and it's packed with attitude. The book includes new mechanics for vehicles and vehicle combat, so you can recreate the truck chase from Fury Road. It has new magic and alchemy systems that allow you to harvest ingredients from the environment, and there are 5 fully developed factions in the book to help you realize the setting, as well as a ton of NPC voiceovers to help immerse you in the setting or to use as sound bites. More than 100 different creators worked on this project to provide voiceover, including me.
Faster, faster, faster! Can you hear her? She calls to us. Behold me, speed mother!
I voiced a bunch of the general raider lines in the book, and it was so much fun to just go full unhinged warboy on the project. The book also contains dozens of NPC stat blocks and more than 100 plot hooks to use in your game. If exploring a post-apocalyptic desert setting that is packed with awesome vehicles and imaginative factions is your jam, check it out at the link below, and thanks again to Homie and the Dude for supporting the channel. Now, you don't have to go super literal with this whole fusing of plot hooks from movies, you can just use it as a springboard for inspiration. The next set of movies that I rolled up was Liar Liar and the 2024 film Werewolves, which I've never seen, but immediately I had a nugget of inspiration. Instead of focusing on the obvious element of Liar Liar, which is the character not being able to lie, I was immediately inspired by Max's Wish, which serves as the inciting incident for the film. Paired with a film about supernatural creatures, it gave me a plot seed for a region of my world where a young child is wishing monsters into existence, either intentionally or by mistake, and then the heroes have to go and fight those monsters and uncover how they're coming into being. And if choosing just 2 films is proving too difficult for you, go with the standard 16 and choose 2 films from that slate of 16. Like in this spread, where the 2 that stuck out to me were Paddington and Borat, which are both fish out of water stories about immigrants and made me think about our heroes coming across an NPC who was from another plane of existence, who was on the material plane for a dramatic reason. What's the reason? Well, Nightmare on Elm Street is also there in this lineup of 16, so I thought maybe we could have a classic slasher villain style monster chasing this NPC across time and space. And I think it would be really fun for the players to play through a slasher film style adventure where they have to stop this relentless killer from being able to catch up to the NPC. So I really do encourage you to give this a try next time you're trying to think of plot hooks. because it can really get your creativity sparking and give you ideas that you would never have come up with on your own. I'd love to know what movies you would fuse together for interesting or wacky results down in the comments below. But until next time, happy gaming.